Throughout history, war has been a driving force shaping human civilization. From the earliest tribal conflicts to modern global warfare, the impact of war has been profound and far-reaching. In this video, we will explore how war has influenced societies, economies, technologies, and cultures across different eras. By examining key moments and transitions, we can better understand how conflict has molded the world we live in today. Let's begin our journey by looking at the roots of warfare and its initial effects on early human communities. The origins of warfare can be traced back to prehistoric times, when early humans competed for resources, territory, and survival. Archaeological evidence suggests that organized violence existed even among hunter-gatherer societies. These conflicts often revolved around access to food, water, and shelter, leading to the formation of alliances and rivalries. As communities grew, so did the complexity of their interactions, setting the stage for more structured forms of warfare. This early period laid the foundation for the social and political organization that would later define civilizations. As humans transitioned from nomadic lifestyles to settled agricultural societies, the need for organized defense and expansion became apparent. Early states emerged, often centered around fortified settlements and leadership structures. Warfare played a crucial role in the consolidation of power, the establishment of borders, and the development of administrative systems. Victories in battle could lead to the rise of dynasties, while defeats often resulted in the absorption or destruction of entire communities. The formation of early states marked a significant shift in how war influenced social and political landscapes. War has consistently driven technological innovation. Early civilizations developed new weapons, armor, and tactics to gain advantages over their rivals. The invention of bronze and later iron tools revolutionized warfare, enabling larger armies and more effective combat strategies. These advancements often spilled over into civilian life, improving agricultural tools, construction methods, and trade. The relationship between war and technology is a recurring theme throughout history, as societies sought to outpace their adversaries and secure their survival. The rise of empires was often fueled by military conquest. Powerful leaders and armies expanded their territories, assimilating diverse cultures and resources. Empires such as the Roman, Persian, and Chinese dynasties relied heavily on their military prowess to maintain control and influence. War not only facilitated expansion, but also promoted the exchange of ideas, technologies, and customs. The legacy of these empires can still be seen in modern societies, where their influence persists in language, architecture, and governance. War has often acted as a catalyst for cultural exchange. When armies clashed, they brought with them new languages, religions, and artistic traditions. The aftermath of conflict frequently led to the blending of cultures, as victors and vanquished interacted and adapted to each other's customs. This process enriched societies, fostering innovation and diversity. Examples include the spread of Hellenistic culture after Alexander the Great's conquests, and the fusion of Roman and local traditions across Europe. War has always had significant economic consequences. The mobilization of resources for conflict often stimulated production and innovation, but it could also lead to devastation and hardship. Victorious societies gained wealth through plunder and tribute, while defeated ones faced loss and reconstruction. The need to finance armies and campaigns led to the development of new economic systems, such as taxation and currency. Over time, war shaped the economic structures that underpin modern civilization. War has been a powerful agent of social change. It often disrupted traditional hierarchies, leading to shifts in power and status. The participation of different groups in warfare, such as women and slaves, sometimes resulted in greater social mobility and new roles. In other cases, war reinforced existing inequalities as victors imposed their systems on the defeated. The social consequences of war are complex, shaping the evolution of societies in both positive and negative ways. Religion has often played a central role in warfare, both as a motivator and as a consequence. Many conflicts were fought in the name of faith, leading to the spread or suppression of religious beliefs. The Crusades, for example, were a series of wars driven by religious fervor, resulting in lasting changes to both Christian and Muslim societies. War also influenced religious practices, as rituals and ceremonies adapted to the realities of conflict. The interplay between war and religion continues to shape civilizations today. The growth of cities was closely linked to warfare. Fortified urban centers provided protection and served as hubs for administration and trade. Wars often led to the destruction and rebuilding of cities, influencing their layout and architecture. The need for defense drove innovations in city planning, such as walls, gates, and strategic positioning. Urbanization accelerated as societies sought safety and prosperity within city walls, shaping the development of modern urban landscapes. The organization of armies and military institutions has evolved alongside civilization. Early armies were often composed of volunteers or conscripts, while later societies developed professional soldiers and complex hierarchies. The structure and discipline of military forces influenced broader social and political systems, introducing concepts such as leadership, strategy, and logistics. The development of military organization reflects the changing nature of warfare and its impact on society. War has played a pivotal role in shaping systems of governance. Leaders often rose to power through military success, and the need to manage armies and resources led to the development of bureaucratic institutions. The experience of war influenced the creation of laws, policies, and administrative structures. In many cases, the aftermath of conflict resulted in reforms or revolutions, transforming the political landscape. The relationship between war and governance is a key factor in the evolution of civilization. Philosophers have long grappled with the moral and ethical implications of war. Ancient thinkers, such as Sun Tzu and Plato, explored the nature of conflict, strategy, and justice. War inspired debates about human nature, the value of peace, and the justification for violence. These philosophical discussions influenced the development of laws, codes of conduct, and cultural attitudes toward war. The legacy of these ideas continues to shape our understanding of conflict and civilization. War has been a powerful inspiration for art throughout history. Artists have depicted battles, heroes, and tragedies, capturing the emotional and psychological impact of conflict. War influenced the development of new artistic styles and techniques as societies sought to commemorate victories or mourn losses. The relationship between art and war reflects the human desire to make sense of violence and its consequences, leaving a lasting imprint on cultural heritage. Literature has chronicled the experiences of war, providing insight into the thoughts and emotions of those involved. Epic poems, novels, and memoirs have preserved the stories of conflict, shaping collective memory and identity. Writers have explored themes of heroism, tragedy, and the futility of violence, influencing public attitudes and perceptions. The literary legacy of war continues to inform our understanding of history and civilization. Scientific progress has often been accelerated by the demands of war. The need for better weapons, medicine, and logistics drove innovation in fields such as chemistry, physics, and engineering. Many scientific discoveries originated in military contexts before finding civilian applications. The relationship between science and war is complex, as technological advancements can both improve and threaten human life. The legacy of wartime innovation continues to shape modern civilization. The challenges of war have driven advances in medicine and healthcare. The need to treat injuries and diseases led to the development of new surgical techniques, drugs, and medical practices. Many innovations, such as antiseptics and anesthesia, originated in military hospitals before spreading to civilian life. War also highlighted the importance of public health and sanitation, influencing the evolution of medical systems. The impact of war on medicine is a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. War has often changed the roles and status of women in society. In times of conflict, women have served as warriors, nurses, and leaders, challenging traditional gender norms. The participation of women in war has sometimes led to greater rights and opportunities, while in other cases it reinforced existing inequalities. The experiences of women in war reflect the broader social changes brought about by conflict, shaping the evolution of civilization. Children have been deeply affected by war, both as victims and participants. The disruption of families, education, and safety has lasting consequences for young people. In some cases, children have been recruited as soldiers or forced to flee as refugees. The impact of war on children highlights the vulnerability of society and the need for protection and support. The experiences of children in war continue to influence the development of civilization. War has often led to the enslavement of defeated populations. The practice of slavery was widespread in ancient and medieval societies, shaping economic and social structures. The experiences of slaves in war reflect the darker aspects of human civilization, as conflict was used to justify exploitation and oppression. Over time, the abolition of slavery became a major social movement, influenced by the legacy of war and its consequences. War has often triggered large-scale migrations as people fled conflict or sought new opportunities. The movement of populations reshaped societies, introducing new cultures, languages, and traditions. Migration also influenced economic and political systems as communities adapted to changing circumstances. The legacy of war-driven migration continues to shape the development of civilization, highlighting the interconnectedness of human societies. The relationship between trade and war is complex. Conflict often disrupted trade routes, but it also created opportunities for new markets and alliances. The need for resources and supplies drove innovation in transportation and logistics. War influenced the development of economic systems, as societies sought to balance the demands of conflict with the benefits of commerce. The interplay between trade and war continues to shape the evolution of civilization. Diplomacy has often been shaped by the realities of war. The negotiation of treaties, alliances, and peace agreements reflects the need to manage conflict and its consequences. Diplomatic efforts have sometimes prevented war, while in other cases they failed to resolve disputes. The development of international relations and institutions was influenced by the experience of war, shaping the modern world order. The experience of war has inspired peace movements throughout history. Activists and thinkers have advocated for nonviolence, diplomacy, and conflict resolution. The development of international organizations, such as the United Nations, reflects the desire to prevent war and promote cooperation. Peace movements have influenced public attitudes and policies, shaping the evolution of civilization toward greater stability and harmony. War has often caused significant environmental changes. The destruction of landscapes, pollution, and resource depletion are common consequences of conflict. The need to rebuild and recover has sometimes led to innovations in environmental management and sustainability. The impact of war on the environment highlights the interconnectedness of human activity and the natural world, shaping the development of civilization. The demands of war have driven technological progress in many fields. The invention of new weapons, vehicles, and communication systems transformed the nature of conflict. Many technologies, such as radar and the internet, originated in military contexts before becoming essential to civilian life. The relationship between war and technology continues to shape the evolution of civilization as societies adapt to new challenges and opportunities. Effective communication has always been crucial in warfare. The development of signaling systems, written messages, and later electronic communication transformed military strategy and coordination. These innovations also influenced civilian life, improving the speed and reliability of information exchange. The impact of war on communication reflects the broader influence of conflict on technological and social progress. The need to move armies and supplies efficiently drove innovations in transportation. Roads, ships, and later trains and airplanes were developed to meet the demands of war. These advancements transformed civilian life, facilitating trade, migration, and exploration. The relationship between war and transportation highlights the interconnectedness of conflict and progress, shaping the development of civilization. The experience of war has influenced the development of legal systems. The need to regulate conflict, protect civilians, and manage resources led to the creation of laws and codes. International law, including treaties and conventions, reflects the desire to limit the impact of war and promote justice. The legacy of war in legal systems continues to shape the evolution of civilization. The ethical challenges of war have inspired debates about morality, justice, and responsibility. Philosophers, leaders, and citizens have grappled with questions about the justification for violence, the treatment of prisoners, and the protection of civilians. The development of ethical codes and principles reflects the desire to limit the harm caused by conflict and promote human dignity. The impact of war on ethics continues to shape the evolution of civilization. War has often shaped collective identity, influencing how societies perceive themselves and others. The experience of conflict can foster unity, pride, and resilience, but it can also create divisions and animosity. The stories and symbols associated with war become part of national and cultural identity, shaping the evolution of civilization. The impact of war on identity reflects the complex relationship between conflict and society. The memory of war is preserved through monuments, ceremonies, and education. Societies commemorate victories and losses, honoring those who served and suffered. The collective memory of war shapes attitudes toward conflict, influencing public policy and cultural values. The impact of war on memory reflects the desire to learn from the past and build a better future, shaping the evolution of civilization. The challenges of war have often inspired innovation in many fields. The need to solve problems and adapt to changing circumstances drove creativity and ingenuity. Many inventions and discoveries originated in military contexts before finding civilian applications. The impact of war on innovation reflects the broader influence of conflict on progress, shaping the development of civilization. The experience of war has influenced the development of educational systems. The need to train soldiers, leaders, and citizens led to the creation of schools, academies, and curricula. Education became a tool for promoting values, skills, and knowledge relevant to conflict and peace. The impact of war on education reflects the desire to prepare societies for the challenges of the future, shaping the evolution of civilization. Propaganda has been used to shape public opinion and mobilize support for war. Governments and leaders employed media, art, and literature to influence attitudes and perceptions. The development of propaganda reflects the importance of information and persuasion in conflict. The impact of war on propaganda continues to shape the evolution of civilization, highlighting the power of communication. The psychological impact of war is profound, affecting individuals and societies. The experience of conflict can lead to trauma, resilience, and changes in behavior. The study of war and psychology has influenced the development of mental health care, therapy, and support systems. The impact of war on psychology reflects the broader influence of conflict on human well-being, shaping the evolution of civilization. The aftermath of war often requires reconstruction and recovery. Societies rebuild infrastructure, restore order, and address the needs of survivors. The process of reconstruction influences economic, social, and political systems, shaping the development of civilization. The impact of war on reconstruction reflects the resilience and adaptability of human societies. Revolutionary wars have often led to profound changes in society. The overthrow of regimes, the creation of new governments, and the redefinition of social structures reflect the transformative power of conflict. Revolutionary wars influence the development of democracy, human rights, and political systems. The impact of war on revolution continues to shape the evolution of civilization. The experience of war has influenced the development of human rights. The need to protect civilians, prisoners, and minorities led to the creation of laws and conventions. The legacy of war in human rights reflects the desire to promote justice, dignity, and equality. The impact of war on human rights continues to shape the evolution of civilization. War has often accelerated the process of globalization. The movement of armies, goods, and ideas across borders created new connections and opportunities. The development of international institutions and cooperation reflects the desire to manage conflict and promote stability. The impact of war on globalization continues to shape the evolution of civilization, highlighting the interconnectedness of human societies. Modern society has been profoundly shaped by the experience of war. The development of nation-states, international organizations, and technological advancements reflects the influence of conflict. The challenges of war continue to inspire innovation, adaptation, and cooperation. The impact of war on modern society highlights the ongoing evolution of civilization as societies seek to balance security, progress, and peace. The future of civilization will continue to be influenced by the challenges of war. The development of new technologies, the rise of global threats, and the need for cooperation reflect the ongoing impact of conflict. Societies must adapt to changing circumstances, balancing security, progress, and ethical considerations. The legacy of war will shape the evolution of civilization as humanity seeks to build a better future. In summary, war has been a powerful force shaping human civilization across time. Its impact can be seen in social, economic, technological, and cultural developments. The legacy of war is complex, reflecting both progress and tragedy. By understanding the influence of conflict, we can better appreciate the resilience and adaptability of human societies. The story of war is intertwined with the story of civilization, highlighting the challenges and opportunities that define our world. Reflecting on the history of war, we see the importance of learning from past conflicts. The lessons of war can guide us toward greater understanding, cooperation, and peace. By studying the impact of war on civilization, we gain insight into the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. The story of war is not just about violence, but also about resilience, innovation, and the pursuit of a better world. As we conclude this exploration, it is clear that war has played a central role in the evolution of human civilization. Its influence spans every aspect of society, from technology and economy to culture and identity. The ongoing impact of war challenges us to seek solutions, promote peace, and build a more just and resilient world. Understanding the relationship between war and civilization is essential for shaping the future of humanity.